The Return of the King. And when I say talk, I mean I need to emotionally unload on you, because this movie is not just a film, it is a lifestyle. It is a traumatic event. It is the absolute peak of cinema, and I will fight anyone who says otherwise. Seriously, if you think you can just casually watch this masterpiece without needing 3 boxes of tissues and a therapy session afterwards, you are lying to yourself. It is the end of the road, the big finale, the moment where Peter Jackson looked at the audience and said, "I am going to make you cry for 4 hours straight." We start off with a flashback, which is kind of a weird flex for a third movie, but stay with me. We see Smeagol before he turned into a goblin rat creature. He's just a normal dude fishing with his cousin Deagle. It looks chill, right? Wrong. Deagle finds the ring in the river, and within 5 seconds, Smeagol goes from, "Hey, buddy," to, "I will literally murder you for that shiny object." It's actually terrifying how fast the switch flips. He chokes his cousin out, takes the ring, and calls it his birthday present. Talk about toxic behavior. Then we cut to the present, and Frodo and Sam are just miserable. They are walking through rocks, sleeping on rocks, probably eating rocks at this point. And Gollum is there being the third wheel from hell, constantly gaslighting Frodo and trying to drive a wedge between the 2 best friends in history. Meanwhile, Merry and Pippin are living their best lives at Isengard. They are smoking pipeweed, eating salted pork, and basically treating the ruins of Saruman's evil fortress like a frat house after a party. Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli show up and are like, "We thought you were dead," and the hobbits are just vibing. But things get dark real fast, because Pippin, being the absolute fool of a took that he is, finds a glowing orb, the Palantir. Gandalf specifically tells him not to touch it. So what does Pippin do? He touches it while everyone is sleeping. Typical. He gets mind blasted by Sauron himself. It's like a bad Zoom call with the devil. But because Pippin is actually kind of an idiot, he doesn't reveal any important info. Gandalf realizes that Sauron is planning to attack Minas Tirith, the capital of Gondor, so he grabs Pippin and they ride off on Shadowfax. Now let's talk about Minas Tirith. It is a stunning city carved into a mountain, but it is run by Denethor, who is officially the worst father in the history of fathers. He makes Tywin Lannister look like Dad of the Year. He is grieving Boromir and completely ignores his other son, Faramir. Faramir just wants a hug, and Denethor basically tells him, "I wish you had died instead of your brother." I mean, the emotional damage is off the charts. Then he sends Faramir on a suicide mission to retake a city that is obviously overrun by orcs. It's pointless, and he knows it. While Faramir is riding to his almost certain death, we get the most uncomfortable scene in cinematic history. Pippin sings a sad song while Denethor eats cherry tomatoes. The sound of those tomatoes popping, it's disgusting. It symbolizes the blood of his son. It's genius, but I hate it. Back with the Rohirrim, Aragorn realizes they don't have enough men. Elrond shows up with a sword, Andúril, the Flame of the West. He's like, "Hey, stop pretending you aren't the king. Take the sword, go into the Haunted Mountain, and recruit the Ghost Army." So Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli go into the Paths of the Dead. This is basically a horror movie side quest. The ghosts are oathbreakers who didn't fight in the last war. Aragorn walks in there like a boss, blocks a ghost sword, which is impossible by the way, and says, "Fight for me and I'll release you." Back to the saddest plotline. Frodo, Sam, and Gollum are climbing the stairs near Minas Morgul. Gollum finally makes his move. He throws away the lembspread and sprinkles crumbs on sleeping Sam. Sam wakes up, sees the crumbs, and tells Sam to go home. I swear this scene hurts more than a breakup. Sam, who has done nothing but carry this team on his back, is crying. Frodo is delirious under the ring's influence. It's frustrating to watch because we know Gollum is lying, but Frodo is too far gone to see it. So Frodo walks into Shelob's lair alone. Bad idea. Shelob is a giant, ancient spider. She chases him around, wraps him up in a web, and paralyzes him. It looks like it's over. But then, who comes back? Samwise freaking Gamgee. Sam returns with a glowing sword and fights a giant spider. Let me repeat that. A gardener fights a prehistoric demon spider and wins. He stabs her, blinds her with the light of Eorindil, and saves the day. But he thinks Frodo is dead. He takes the ring to finish the mission, but then realizes Frodo is just paralyzed when the orcs take the body. Now, the Battle of the Pelennor Fields. This is it, the Siege of Minas Tirith. The orcs are everywhere. They have trolls, they have siege towers, they have a battering ram shaped like a wolf's head called Grond. Chant it with me, Grond, Grond! Denethor has completely lost his mind. He thinks Faramir is dead, which he's not, so he tries to burn both of them alive on a pyre. Gandalf has to literally whack him with a staff to save Faramir. Denethor runs off the cliff while on fire. Good riddance, honestly. Then, the horns blow. The Rohirrim arrive. King Theoden gives the greatest speech in movie history. He rides down the line, clashing spears, screaming, "Death!" It's not about surviving, it's about going out with glory. They charge into the massive army of orcs and smash through them like a hot knife through butter. But then the Haradrim show up with Oliphants. Giant war elephants. It's chaos. The horses are scared. The battle turns again. This is where Éowyn shines. She's been disguised as a man the whole time. She faces the Witch King of Angmar. The Witch King is cocky. He says, "No man can kill me." Éowyn takes off her helmet. Her hair flows out, and she delivers the line of the century. "I am no man." Then she stabs him in the face. It is absolute perfection. Meanwhile, Legolas is doing video game physics. He slides down an Oliphant's trunk, shoots arrows, and kills the whole crew. Gimli says, "That still only counts as one. It's the comic relief we desperately needed because my heart rate is at 200 BPM. Finally, Aragorn shows up with the Ghost Army. They are basically a cheat code. They swarm over the orcs and clean up the battlefield in like 10 minutes. It's a bit overpowered, but after all that suffering, I'm okay with it. But it's not over. The ring still exists. Sauron is still watching Mount Doom. They need a distraction. Aragorn decides to march on the Black Gate with the remaining army to draw out Sauron's forces so Frodo can sneak in. This speech at the Black Gate, "A day may come when the courage of men fails, but it is not this day." I mean, come on, I would follow Aragorn into hell after hearing that. They charge at the entire army of Mordor. It's a suicide mission, plain and simple. Back on the mountain, Frodo and Sam are struggling. Frodo literally cannot walk anymore. The ring is too heavy. It's dragging him down physically and spiritually. And then Sam delivers the line that defines friendship. "I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you." Sam picks up Frodo and carries him up the volcano. If that doesn't make you tear up, you have no soul. They get to the top, but Gollum attacks. He bites Frodo's finger off to get the ring. It's brutal. Frodo finally stands at the edge of the lava. He holds the ring. Sam yells at him to destroy it, but Frodo fails. He claims the ring. "The ring is mine." It's devastating. After all that, he couldn't do it. But Gollum is the twist. He attacks Frodo, bites the finger off, and gets the ring. He's so happy dancing around that he falls off the edge into the lava. He dies holding his precious. The ring melts. Sauron explodes. The tower falls. It's finally over. Mount Doom erupts. Frodo and Sam are stranded on a rock surrounded by lava. They accept their death. "I'm glad to be with you, Samwise Gamgee, here at the end of all things." It is so beautiful and so sad. But then the eagles finally show up and save them. Then we get the ending, or should I say the endings. There were like 5 fade to blacks, and I love every single one of them. Frodo wakes up in a bed in Minas Tirith. Everyone comes in. They jump on the bed. It's pure joy. Then Aragorn is crowned king. He sings a little song. He sees Arwen, who gave up immortality for him. They kiss. Then the hobbits bow to him. But Aragorn says, "My friends, you bow to no one." And the entire kingdom of Gondor kneels before 4 little hobbits. I'm crying just typing this. It is the ultimate validation of the little guy. The smallest people change the course of the future. It hits me right in the feels every single time. They go back to the Shire, Sam marries Rosie, but Frodo isn't okay. He's been wounded too deeply. The knife wound, the spider bite, the psychological torture of the ring. He can't go back to normal life. How do you pick up the threads of an old life? So he decides to leave. He goes to the Grey Havens with Gandalf, Galadriel, and Elrond. He says goodbye to Sam, Merry, and Pippin. He hands the book to Sam. He gets on the boat and sails away to the Undying Lands. It is heartbreaking because the 4 hobbits are split up, but it's also right. Frodo saved the Shire, but not for himself. Sam goes home, walks into his house, picks up his daughter, and says, "Well, I'm back." Screen fades to black. The end. I sit there in silence for 20 minutes watching the credits because I don't know how to function as a human being anymore. This movie takes you on a journey that feels like a lifetime. It is epic in the truest sense of the word. The sheer scale of the production, the thousands of extras, the practical effects, the score by Howard Shore. Oh my God, the score, it's a character in itself. It elevates every scene. From the lighting of the beacons, which is just a montage of guys lighting fires on mountains, but somehow the most hype thing ever, to the soft flute of the Shire. And let's talk about the acting. Elijah Wood sells the torture of the ring perfectly. You can see the light fading from his eyes. Sean Astin deserves an Oscar for Sam. He is the heart of the movie. Viggo Mortensen is the king we all wish we had. Even the villains are incredible. The Witch King is terrifying. Sauron is a giant eye, sure, but his presence is felt everywhere. Gollum is a CGI miracle. Andy Serkis created a character that is pitiable and hateful at the same time. There is a reason this movie won 11 Oscars. It won every single award it was nominated for. That has never happened before or probably won't happen again. It swept the board. Best Picture, Best Director, everything. It was Hollywood finally admitting that fantasy is real cinema. But beyond the awards, it's about themes. It's about friendship. It's about hope when everything looks dark. It's about the fact that even the smallest person can change the course of the future. It resonates because we all have our own Mount Dooms to climb. We all have days where we feel like we can't go on, and we all need a Samwise Gamgee to say, "I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you." That message is timeless. It's why people watch this trilogy once a year. It resets your moral compass. It reminds you that there is good in this world, Mr. Frodo, and it's worth fighting for, even if that fight involves giant spiders, ghosts, and burning tomatoes. I honestly don't understand people who say it's too long. Like, bro, I would watch a 10-hour version of this. Give me the extended edition or give me death. I want to see every scene. I want to see Saruman die on the spike. I want to see the mouth of Sauron get his head chopped off. The pacing is frantic but perfect. It juggles 3 or 4 different plot lines without ever being confusing. You always know where everyone is and what the stakes are. That is masterclass editing and directing. And the visual effects hold up. This movie came out in 2003, and it still looks better than most of the Marvel sludge coming out today. The Battle of Pelennor Fields looks real because they used bigatures, big miniatures, and real horses. It has weight. When the Oliphant falls, you feel the ground shake. When the walls of Minas Tirith crumble, it looks like heavy stone, not weightless pixels. That commitment to craft is what makes it timeless. So, if you haven't seen The Return of the King, stop what you are doing. Cancel your plans, call in sick to work, get the biggest TV you can find, turn the sound up, and prepare to have your life changed. And if you have seen it, go watch it again. You know you want to. You need that emotional release. You need to see Aragorn tell the hobbits they bow to no one. You need to cry. It's healthy. This isn't just a movie review, it's a plea for you to experience greatness. In a world full of mediocre content, be a Lord of the Rings fan. Be someone who appreciates the finer things, like second breakfast and killing orcs. Anyway, that's my rant. I'm exhausted just thinking about it. I need a nap and maybe some lembas bread. But seriously, this story is the peak of human creativity. Tolkien wrote it, Jackson filmed it, and we are just lucky to be alive to see it. So yeah, go watch it. Don't be a fool of a took. Do it for Frodo, do it for Sam, do it for the culture. And remember, the journey doesn't end here. Death is just another path, one that we all must take. But watching this movie, that's eternal.